Yep, sure enough. Hey, I'll tell you what. JJ, here's kind of the cool thing.
What's the cool thing?
We can get back into our discussions on Dragons and Santa here in a little while. We've got 32 door cars that are pulling out from behind the staging lanes. We're getting ready for round number 1 of the Hoosier $10,000 to win shootout here on a Thursday night at Galot Motor Speedway. Again, a huge thanks to our hosts that have made it so comfortable for all of us to get together here with, about 350 plus of our closest friends that are on property, just so that we can all hang out and do a little drag racing, make a little money, and have a little fun while we're here. And it may be in that order. It may be in a different order. It may be in whatever order you want it to be in. Ernie Humes and Brian Martell.
This car that Ernie Humes is driving, it used to be owned by Lucas Walker, and it was one of the baddest cars off the bottom bulb. He won a wheelie contest with this car. I mean, I'm sure you could tell that earlier with what Ernie did.
Yeah, Ernie tried to do that too.
I think they said they put about 42 pounds of weight in the front. They put a lot of weight in the front, him and Dave Triplett.
We'll see if it was enough. Brian Martell over on the left side, dialed in at 593. Ernie dialed in at 581. The door car shootout is underway. Brian Martell out of the gate, chasing down that 593. Ernie Humes trying to get it done as well. It's going to be Martell for the win. 22 on the tree. Take 5 thou at the stripe to be dead 3. Ernie Humes looked like the weight work kept the front end down. He was 18 on the tree and goes 582 on a 581. But Brian Martell going to move into the round of 16 here in the $10,000 shootout.
Sorry, what? No, I didn't forget who I was. I forgot where I was.
That's fair sometimes.
Jake Hodge going to come up in the right-hand side. He's going to dial 556 out of Spencer, Indiana. That is actually Lucas Walker's car. Still owns that one. Brian Folk in the left is going to dial 606, 5/10 head start going to Folk. Separate them at the hit. Here comes Hodge. No, sir. 31 dead, 940 total for Brian Folk. Hodge is 33 at the hit. Goes one above with a 6-9 thou margin of victory for Folk.
Now Brandon Jarrell and Brian Nolf in the Corvette close side, nearest to the tower, dialed in at 554. Brandon Jarrell.
Both of these guys did very well at the Fall Fling in Bristol this last year. Jarrell was in the MVP race, along with a couple of other drivers. I don't know if you've ever heard of Jared Pennington and Rocky Penavale.
Heard of Rocky.
Heard of Rocky. Yeah,
heard of Rocky.
I heard
of
Rocky too.
Rocky's a good dude.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. Jared.
He's an up-and-comer.
Okay.
He's going to make a name for himself someday. 661 over on the left side of the racetrack for Brandon Jarrell. Both drivers leave on the green side. 12 thou between them at this end of the racetrack. The Corvette is closing in fast, and he's going to get it done. Brian Nolf on a double breakout. Nolf getting there first. Goes 553 on the 54. 006 on the tree. Take 12 thou at the stripe to be under 5 thousandths of a second. So Nolf takes the Corvette on to round number 2.
Had to take 12 or less. He took exactly 12.
See, perfection is a must.
It's a good way to do it. Nick Womack, left lane, 550 is going to be his dial in. Michael Morton going to dial 662 here in the right-hand lane. And Morton is going to turn it red by 5 thou as Nick Womack is 007 to the good as he is under by 8 thousandths of a second. Morton is 5 thou red and dead on with a 4.
That's going to bring up John Siegel and Sean Carpenter. Sean Carpenter dialed in at 6 flat. Siegel dialed in 18 hundredths of a second behind that with that 6.18 and the 79 Malibu wagon. And John Siegel He's another one of those drivers that has a tendency to like to air things out on the starting line. It's getting cooler out there. The shade is on. The track is hooking.
It's going to do a pretty big wheelie. I'm calling it.
We're going to see. I'm believing you. And Samantha 112H. Probably shouldn't have told me that. Oh.
Called it. And he's got a big advantage at the start. At the win, he's 10 dead, 19 total. Carpenter missed the tree, 59 and 16th out under, trying to drop him off, but still broke out down there at the line.
Man, John Siegel showing off a little bit in the wagon on what that thing can do as far as putting the front end up in the air.
You should see it on the live feed. Looks better on there.
I can imagine with that angle that they're getting from the top end. That is just awesome. So Siegel will be back in the wagon as Greg Walker and Jeff Serra are rolling up now. Serra in the Camaro close side out of Summerduck, Virginia. 528 dial in. Clinton Walker, the 68 bodied Camaro, dialed in at 542. Racers, the ladder is done for round number 7 of the main event. We'll talk about that here in just a moment as we continue on with our next pair. They are pre-staged.
We got a burn down going here. Everybody pull out your stopwatches. Let's see how long it takes somebody to go in.
Yeah, both of them are nudging forward.
Seventeenth out, separate him. Sarah is in trouble. And he's no good. He's 20 at the hit. Dead on with a 4. He's 24 total. Greg Walker comes out here like, you gonna burn me down? I'm gonna show you up. 3 dead, 7, take 14 for the win.
Hey, racers, we've got our round 4 and 5 best losing packages. We'll need these drivers to come up here and see Sean Clark in the tower, please. Round number 4 for a set of the Mickey Thompson tires, Kenny Underwood. Kenny Underwood, come on up here. You got a set of Mickey T's waiting for you up here in the tower. And the FTI converter, David Daniels. David Daniels, you got yourself an FTIperformance.com race converter. So, again, thanks to Mickey Thompson. Thanks to FTI. That's Pete Diagnolo and Jeff Birdie, the pair on the line right now. Birdie in the GTO, Diagnolo in the Malibu finish line. It's going to be Birdie. 19 green, get there second to be 6 on an 05 dial-in. Diagnolo took 7th thou at the stripe, broke out 2th thou.
You know, Verdi told me earlier, he said he was debating on which car to pick to run in the shootout. Looks like he decided on the GTO.
Probably had to resort to a coin flip. Both of those cars are amazing.
I told him, he said he went dead on 3 times in a row with the Pontiac. So I told him he should just run that. He didn't take my advice. 7th out, separate him, Jimmy. 589. Rob Leipziger, he's going to get the win on a 530 dial-in. He goes 529.3. And he was 13 at the hit. Right-hand side, Malillo is 006, had 7 on this end, but breaks it out by 32 thousandths of a second down at the finish line. So that's going to bring up Frankie D. Franklin DeBartolomeo. 654 is the dial-in for Frankie D. And now John LaBoose. Is he still in the main event? Okay, 503 for LaBoose. So he's going to try to avenge himself from the main event.
So DeBartolomeo lining up on the left side. LaBouse taking over the right lane. As we continue through round number 1 here. Pre-stage bulbs lit both sides of the racetrack. Once again, Kenny Underwood and David Davis. With Franklin DeBartolomeo and John LaBouse off and away. 5 thou between them in reaction time. Winner's going to be Frankie D. 14 on the tree to be 6 above. As he goes 660 on a 654. John LaBouse 645 on a 009 in reaction time. And thank you very much, George Hoff, rolling up here with a little strawberry ice cream. That's delicious. That's a big cup full of it too. I'm gonna have to share that. Are you all ice creamed up? You full?
I'm pretty ice creamed up.
May still have a little room for a little something more.
We
might get there. We might get there.
You know where like all the extra room is? like the little slivers where the other food is, like, the ice cream just kind of slides in.
Exactly. That's the good thing about ice cream.
I mean, it just kind of went on into there.
So unfortunately, John LeBou's suffering a little bit of a broken race car as he is parked along the side of the racetrack. The safety team here at the Galot Motorsports Park out going to have to do a little retrieval on the race car. And obviously, with a 503 dial-in ending up at 645, he's got something he's going to have to look at in the overnight hours. We are on hold here with Mia Tedesco and Carolyn McCarty. Hey, we do have our round number 6 best losing package. Round number 6 best losing package for a set of the Goodyear tires, Corey Manuel. Corey Manuel, you can come on up here and see Sean Clark. We've got the Goodyear certificate up here. We'll get you, I like the way that, what did Jared call it, almost famous? When he said if you come up here and you get your picture taken, we'll put you up all over the social media pages here and make you almost famous?
I don't know. I wasn't listening.
Or did he say partially popular?
I wasn't listening. He was out, so I kind of didn't care at that point. I mean,
I agree with you, VA.
Just speaking the truth.
George is a good dude bringing a little ice cream up here. I appreciate that. Hey, racers, we do have the ladder for round number 7, the Autometer round for the main event. Here tonight, the ladder looks like this. Again, bringing 10 of them back. Borges with lane choice over Wright. Dragon with lane choice over Turner. Daniels with lane choice over Arnold. Williams with lane choice over Fletcher. And Brannon with lane choice over Ostrowski. So again, Brannon with lane choice over Ostrowski. Williams with lane choice over Fletcher. Daniels, lane choice over Arnold. Dragon, lane choice over Turner. And Borges with lane choice over David Wright. Again, one of those cool things that I love about the way that they do it here at the Fling is each and every round that ladder gets reworked based on the performance from the previous round. So everybody kind of having to...
Parks call, we need a deck of playing cards for some buffoon.
As we're down right now, I'd like to talk about how we got a battle of the women.
Yeah? And he's always been a dragon, right? And he's always been a dragon, right? See?
Nate, he's not a dragon.
Yes, we have called Corey Manuel. We have told him that he is the round number 6 best losing package for the Goodyear tires. And with that, we have called our main event racers. Again, we need our 10 drivers left in the Jegs $20,000 race. Back to the staging lanes, please. Bring them towards the front of the staging lanes for pairings. Again, our 10 drivers left in the main event. We'll take the 10 of you back into the lanes for the Jegs $20,000. It is time.
So on the starting line, we got a battle of the women. Miss Mia, obviously one of the great women racers of our sport, and over here in the right lane, Caroline McCarty, as she is the future of our sport. This is her first year in a big car. She has foot braked this car before. She is now she's hitting the top with it, and she has another car. I believe she'll be racing that one along with the wagon tomorrow in the 50 grander.
That's good.
That's all you got.
No, I'm just saying that I'm normally not a strawberry ice cream kind of guy, but that's ridiculously good. I may have to start being that kind of guy. That is delicious. So I want to know, okay, I want to know more about Carolyn. You're saying it's first year in a big car.
Right.
Did she come up through the juniors?
Yes, she did.
When did she start running juniors? Do you remember?
I really don't know, because I did meet, first time I ever met her, I met her a few years ago. It was probably about almost 4 years ago. She was still in junior. She was in juniors at the time. So I really don't know when she started exactly,
Okay.
but I do know she raced up until last year in the juniors, and now got herself a big car, and now she's got Bug's wagon that he loves, and she's the second person besides Bug to race it.
Well, I will tell you this. I think that's one of the coolest things. I'm actually a part of the junior program that we've got back there in Las Vegas. We do that every Saturday morning. Absolutely love doing it. Love getting the new juniors out there, getting them licensed, getting them down the racetrack, watching them grow up, get into the big cars. A couple of our juniors that have graduated from the program in Las Vegas. You might have heard of one of them, Justin Lamb. Went on to be like a five-time world champ.
I think I've
you've
heard
heard that
guy.
name once or twice.
Yeah, I think
You
I've
know,
heard
a
that
couple
guy.
other of them are Division 7 Super Comp champ. We've got one of them that was a Division 7 Super Street champ. The guys are just coming on big, and watch this. Carolyn McCarty off down in the lane, chasing down a 607. Mia Tedesco on the left side. Mia going to get the win light here, 13 on the tree. Carolyn was 43, so 0.03 of a second difference between the two as Carolyn goes 611 on a 607. Bowing out, Mia Tedesco, 13 green and 76 on a 73. And thank you, Big Papa, giving the heads up that she started at 8 years old, which probably when she started was the youngest that they could start. And it's amazing to see them starting at 8 years old, coming up, graduating at 18, 10 years already under their belt. They pretty much know that they know how to drive the stripe. They know how to hit the tree.
She is
It's amazing.
I believe, if I'm correct, she is a 16-year-old.
All right, so only 8 years under her belt and already doing that good.
Exactly.
Dave White, 569. Vic Gordy dialed in at 560. Absolutely, Vic.
But yeah, so she got to 2 foot brake races in the same weekend, last weekend. So she's already killing it as Dave White 10-1 over for the win. Vic Gordy is 22-2 over. He's no good.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about, you start talking about the NHRA racers that came up through the juniors. Sean Langdon, who got a championship in the juniors, championship in the Lucas Oil Series, championship in the Mellow Yellow Series. You got J.R. Todd, championship in the Mellow Yellow Series. Eric Enders, 2 of them. It's just amazing what that junior program does. Cody McDaniel dialed in 603. Brendan George dialed in 619. Nice, Zach. Win light's going to go to Brendan George. 15 on the tree and 620 on a 619 dial. Cody McDaniel got there second, broke it out of thou after he'd given up about 400s at this end of the racetrack. And nice to know that Carolyn went to the round of 9 in both 10Ks. See? Case in point. They're good. She sure is. Not going to be too long before she's up here competing for an MVP award at the Fling. Joel Hubbard dialed in at 655. Colby Fuller dialed in at 567. And again, if we don't have all of you back there yet, we need our 10 drivers for the Jegs $20,000 main event. 10 drivers for the Jegs $20,000 main event. We need you back into the staging lanes, please. As we got the Nova versus the Camaro.
14 thou separate them on the tree. Left lane, Hubbard. 23, 12 thou over. He's 35 total. 37 Bob in the right, and that left him no chance. Got there 18, broke out by 20.
Nice, Joanne. I'm assuming adding another couple of names there into the junior ranks of those that have come up with Gage Birch and Bethany Crick. Here's Mike Damude and Kurt Harrington. Harrington in the Chevette. Damude in the Demon. The Demon, the first time he hit the racetrack here this week, carried that thing out about 70 feet before he set the nose back down. He's like reeling it in slowly each time. A little bit softer, a little bit. Damude. Unfortunately, he's going to break out here. Won't get it done. Kurt Harrington, 10 on the tree, and 606 on a 606 to be 12 total, getting their first 16th out. I was just saying, Mike Damude, the first time he came out here, did a wheelie like your dad did that one year.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's just been kind of dialing it back, setting it down a little bit earlier. But that Dodge Demon is pretty wicked. Unfortunately, we don't get to see it again here in the $10,000 shootout. Harrington Chevette moves on as our next pair on the line.
Left-hand lane, Howard Westbury. 595 dog, Kevin Pollard. In the right-hand lane, dog 533. And Pollard, it is in a world of hurt. Pollard don't normally do those things. Westbury 16, take 5 to be dead on 7. Pollard is 43 at the hit and 15 thou under. Like I said, Pollard don't normally do that.
No, he does not, especially since he was like 002 in the time run.
Oh.
Just missed it. Here's Bryson Scruggs and Chad Axford. Scruggs in the Cars Protection Plus ride, dialed in 548 here on the right side. Chad Axford.
Gonna dial 593. And Scruggs is gonna turn it red by 3 thou. And then run it out to go dead 7. Axford is 13 and 3 thou under. Advancing to the round of 16 of the 32 car shootout.
Yeah, I think Bryson's probably going to be making a trip to the swear jar with that. Being 003 and dead 7. Chad Axford, they were talking about kind of getting that car to do the big old wheelie, and they did just that. They're joining into that. I'm doing an imaginary wheelie contest, just so you know, because there's been some pretty cool ones here. Obviously, Ernie Humes is kind of leading the way. The imaginary wheelie contest? Oh, his? Yeah, absolutely. We'll run that back. But, yep, that is going to be the end of the $10,000 shootout. Round number 1. We should have our $20,000 main event racers back behind the grandstands. We're going to get them paired up. We're going to get them rolling this direction. But, again, we are coming back in our autometer. Round number 7. The pairings are going to be Borges versus Wright. Dragon with lane choice over Turner. Daniels more than likely going to end up getting the bye run there. I think that they've already talked, and I don't know that they're going to be able to get the pickup truck fixed. Williams with lane choice over Fletcher, and Brannon with lane choice over Ostrowski.
Looking for high performance? Jegs. Shop online now for name brand performance parts at the lowest prices. Huge in-stock selection. Your satisfaction is 100% guaranteed at the place for performance. Jegs.com.
Suits to the drag racing community, combining comfort, lightness, and breathability Sparco offers the best in SFI-5 and SFI-15 suits and a full line of gloves, helmets, and shoes. Call the racers at Biondo Racing to get sized up for your new Sparco gear. Jegs has been a part of Kyle and Peter's Spring Fling events from the start because they know what racers are looking for in a big buck bracket race. Get the high performance you're looking for at a price you won't believe from Jegs High Performance. Free shipping makes it easy. Dial 1-800-345-4545 or click on jegs.com. Tire covers, logbooks, parts, and more parts. 100% guaranteed with free shipping. The place for performance, Jegs. Hoosier Racing Tire is proud to be a participating sponsor of the K&N Spring Fling bracket races. Let our performance race tire technology help put you in the winner's circle. When you're looking for an advantage, remember the name Hoosier. See us on the Midway or contact the authorized Hoosier Racing Tire dealer nearest you. Next time you're in the market for a new 2- or 3-speed transmission, torque converter, super damper, or parts to upgrade your current transmission, let ATI supply you with American-made quality products. ATI is family-owned, has a staff of 70 people who work out of 100,000 square feet with 32 CNC machines, and we do it all in Baltimore, Maryland. Fuel Systems Technology is a manufacturer of cast and billet aluminum carburetors and accessories. We're headquartered in Riverside, California, and we would like to welcome you to the Spring Fling. Please visit www.fstcrb.com for all your carburetor needs. At Impact Race Products, we are a company that takes what we do to heart. We aren't just a website and an email address. We're the faces you see at many of the events, from the heart of motorsports in Indy and Charlotte to the Chili Bowl and the Spring Flings. We proudly support and advance the safety of our men and women in the armed forces, and also thousands of racers in all complements of motorsports with our innovative products made right here in the USA. Are you looking for that big bore kit to hop up your pit bike? Or maybe a nitrous piston for your hot rod? Look no further than Wiseco Performance Products. Whether you need components for your daily driver or 3,000 horsepower twin turbo monster, Wiseco has you covered. One name, one solution. Wiseco. Get them before they get you. Strange Engineering has been the leader in driveline, suspension, and brakes for over 50 years. From street cars to top fuel dragsters and everything in between, Strange has evolved its product line to handle the most demanding of applications. Remember, don't just race, race Strange. At Impact Race Products, we are a company that takes what we do to heart. We aren't just a website and email address. We are the faces you see at many of the events, from the heart of motorsports in Indy and Charlotte to the Chili Bowl and Spring Fling Million. We proudly support and advance the safety of our men and women in the armed forces, and also thousands of racers in all complements of motorsports with our innovative products made right here in the USA. At FTI Performance, we're proud to be associated with a top-notch event like the K&N Spring Fling presented by Optima. Dedicated to the racer, our commitment to the best customer service in the industry is what separates us from the rest. Join the FTI family and join a list of winners who depend on the power and reliability of FTI to get to the winner's circle. Visit us, ftiperformance.com, today. From year one, Altalab Instruments have been a supporter and sponsor of the Fall Fling and Spring Fling events. At this year's event, one good dialing racer will walk away with Altalab's top-of-the-line Altacom 2 weather station with paging by going dead on with a 0. Reliability, accuracy, Altalab. More and more bracket racers are relying on Mickey Thompson tires to help them get to the winner's circle. From the Big Bubba to the Little Bubba, Mickey Thompson has a tire to fit every application. Are you looking for a new chassis, or maybe someone who understands what you need for your current race car? Then check out Racetech Race Cars and Components. Racetech Race Cars, for winners only. A proud sponsor of the Spring Fling. What do Luke Bagaki and Edmund Richardson have in common? They both recently won NHRA World Championships using their American race cars as their dragster of choice. Call Travis Colangelo and the racers at American, or visit www.americanracecars.net. How would you like to have champion racers you know and trust to handpick the best products in the industry for you and your vehicle? With 25 years in the business and 8 NHRA World Championships, Sal
All right, Autometer round 7 coming at you. Door car shootout racers. Staging lanes 5 and 6, please. Door car shootout racers. Staging lanes 5 and 6, please. Hoosier 10K shootout racers. Staging lanes 5 and 6, please. As we bring Autometer round 7 to the racetrack. Here we go with the ladder round. Up next in the left lane will be David Wright. David out of Titusville, Florida, dial 458. Right lane, the door car of Chris Borges. Borges out of Mount Airy, North Carolina. In the Chevelle, dialed 6 flat. Almost a full tree head start going to the door car in the right lane. See if David Wright come running down. Winner to round 8. 17th out, separate him on the tree. Advantage goes to David Wright. And Wright takes the win. 6 take 22 to be 18th out above. 24 package. Borges is 23 and goes 23th out above. 46 total, comes up 22 thou short at the stripe. Hoosier door car shootout racers, staging lanes 5 and 6, please. Here's Dan Fletcher. Fletcher, dial 484 out of Churchville, New York. One of the best sportsman racers NHRA has ever seen. facing one of the best bracket racers on earth, Gary G-Dub Williams. 585 is the dial out of Bradenton, Florida. A matchup of giants in our sport. Double reds as Fletcher is worse of the two. Williams 007 red, Fletcher 23 red. Gary Williams dead on with a 0, moving into round number 8. Fletcher left 16 thou redder than Williams and goes 14 thou above. Gary Williams advancing to round number 8. Dean Turner next up, 538 down the left lane. Right lane, there he is. He's back. Chet Dragon in the buggy, dialed 628. 9/10 of a second head start to the Dragon in the right lane. Red for Chet Dragon. Dean Turner moves on, 28 on the tree. Then 5 thou under the dial. Chet 21 thou red and 12 thou under. Got a little too much on the let go to Chet Dragon, and Dean Turner advances into round number 8. Next up is the Rabbit, Kevin Brannon in the left lane. 449 is his target out of Boiling Springs, South Carolina. Doria, Pennsylvania's Jack Ostrowski in the right, dialed 462. Eighth thou separated them. Rabbit had some trouble. Ostrowski gets it done, 20 and 4 above. Rabbit, not real sure what let go there. 12 on the tree. Had 8 thou advantage down here, but couldn't hold the momentum very long. Had to abort the run, and he'll coast to a stop somewhere down there. We'll see if he makes it off the racing surface or not. So Rabbit gets clear on the far end. Got off the racing surface, and we'll continue on in Autometer, round number 7, where our great friends at Autometer will be given a $500 Autometer gift certificate to the best losing package. I want to say thank you very much to the folks at Autometer. Next up would have been Jordan Arnold. Jordan got the win in round number last, but broke. Could not continue, so William Daniels gets a competition bye. This is not a single, although it is a single. It's a competition bye run, so he is eligible for the actual bye run in the next round. He has to be 005 or better to get that. Daniels looking for a 694 on the board. We'll see what he was here in just a second. 025 does not get it. 25 and 17 thou above for Daniels. So again, that was a competition bye. He will be eligible later in the program for a bye run. He was paired on the ladder, and his racer could not show up. All Hoosier shootout door cars should be in the lanes at this point. All Hoosier shootout door cars should be in the lanes. Once again, all Hoosier shootout cars should be in the lanes at this point. We got them all? Okay, sounds great. Thank you, racers, for responding quickly. We appreciate that very much. Round 8 racers. Obviously, we will give you the ladder pairings here in just a little bit. You're on standby. We know some of you just ran. Want to give you time to cool them and fuel them. Definitely want to keep you alert, keep you on standby.
Looking for high performance? Jegs. Shop online now for name brand performance parts at the lowest prices. Huge in-stock selection. Your satisfaction is 100% guaranteed at the place for performance. Jegs.com.
Wanted to come to Vegas and race, and heard the Spring Fling was nothing but the best races, the best treatment, great facility, so we decided to come out and give it a shot.
I think it's awesome how they're giving away so many things. It gives everybody a chance to win something.
This place is amazing, and Kyle and Peter do a really good job of putting things together.
Greatest event ever, man. These guys put on such a good show, lots of good competition, and pleasure to be here, honored.
That shootout will ladder up next round. Round number next of the shootout will be the ladder round. 16 remain. They run them how they pull them in the lanes, and then we will pair them up on the ladder in round number 3 of that shootout. First up in the shootout in the left lane will be Brendan George, the Florida Duck out of Citra, Florida, out 619. Right side, Jeff Verdi out of Glen Allen, Virginia. Our first ever Spring Fling $1 million winner in Vegas 4 years ago now. Dialed 605. Even on the starting line, 006 in both lanes. And Brendan George gets it done, 006, dead on with a 2. 8th out package for George. How about poor old Verdi? 6, take 5, no good. 3 thou under, had to take 2 or less. That's a tough lap right there. John Siegel in the wheelie wagon next up in the left lane. 6:16 is the dial. Brian Knopf in the right dial, 5:53. Sneaky Pete calling a rear wheel trip on the 60-footers in the left lane, saying it's going to be 145 on the 60. He's out of Riverview, Florida in the left lane. Knopf out of Bangor, Pennsylvania. Thou separate them. Advantage Knopf, win light Knopf, 003, take 11 to be 10 thou above, 13 package. Siegel is 18 on the tree and no chance. Dead on with a 6. Pete called a 145.60 on the back tires. He got a 144.9. Yes. Pete, you get a piece of steak from Anthony Bertozzi. Brian Martell in the left lane, 593 is the dial out of Fredericksburg, Virginia. Right side, Chad Axford out of Portland, Tennessee, dial 593 as well. Heads up race. Couple of wheelies right there, 27 thou separate them, and one of them's 27. And it wasn't Chad Axford. Axford perfect on the tree, dead on with a 9 thou package. Moving into round number 3 of the shootout. Martell is 27 and 17 thou above, no chance. Axford laid him down 9 total off the perfect react. Franklin DiBartolomeo in the left lane, 655 is the dial out of Beaver Spring, Pennsylvania. Dave White from Rock Hill, South Carolina in the right lane, dial 570. Even on the starting line. 29 in both lanes, and Dave White gets the win. 29, take 3 to be 22 thou above. DiBartolomeo, 29 and 25 thou above to be 3 thou behind. Next up, Greg Walker in the left lane out of Clinton, Maryland. Camaro dial 542, the Corvette of Rob Leipziger in the right lane from New Hope, Pennsylvania. Rob dialing a 529, 1300s head start. Will be going to Greg Walker in the left lane. Separate them with Walker in control. How about Greg Walker? 3-pack. 003, dead on with a 0, just flat and nasty out there. 21 and 19 thou above for Leipziger. 40 total, comes up 37 short. Greg Walker marches into round number 3. Looking good on the ladder with that 3-pack. And our 5 remaining entries in Jegs Thursday's main event. 5 remaining entries in Jegs Thursday's main event. Brian Folk and Nick Womack, 15 thou separate them. Advantage goes to Folk, and Brian Folk gets the win. 13, take 15 to be 200ths over the dial. 33 total. 28 on the tree for Womack, and goes 20 thou above. 15 thousandths margin of victory going Brian Folk's way. Need our 5 racers in the Jegs Thursday main event. Need you to the staging lanes, please. Joel Hubbard next up in the left, 656 dial out of Lancaster, South Carolina. Howard Westbury, right lane from Harleyville, South Carolina, dial 595. $11,000 separate him on the tree. Looking really good in Joel Hubbard's lane, and Hubbard takes the win with a 6-pack. 004 dead on with a 2 for Hubbard. Westbury 15 and 20 thou up, 35 total, comes up 29 short at the stripe as Joel Hubbard lays down a 004 dead 2 to move into round number next.
Go here on the right-hand side. Quick in the right-hand lane. Oh, bad. We're getting confused. Mia Tedesco, $573 in over here on the right-hand side. Miss Mia. Kurt Harrington on the left, $605 in the Chevette. Tedesco in the Camaro. $14,000 separate them, and Harrington is driving the wheels off. And he's going to get there. 10, one above 3, 23 total. Tedesco is 24 and still left with no chance. 24, one above 1. But that 24 ball, Harrington's 23 pack, Tedesco was wrapped up.
Yeah, Harrington had her locked out there. He's 23 total. She's 24 tree. Goes 11 thou over to be 12 thou behind. So Kurt Harrington packages her up and advances into round number next. Need our 5 remaining racers in Jegs Thursday. Main event coming at you. Right with the bye run. Daniels, lane choice over Gary Williams. Ostrowski, lane choice over Turner. Wright has the bye. Daniels with lane choice over Williams. And Ostrowski with lane choice over Turner in round number 8 of Jegs Thursday's $20,000 to win main event. If you 5 racers aren't here, we need you now, please.
black cloud is coming down. Fallen angels all around. A warm breeze from the subway underground. The snow is falling heavily over town. Walking backwards in the snow. I hide my tracks as I go. The main park birds are singing nice and low. But I ain't got a clue which way to go. There's a winding road ahead of me. I can't figure out where it goes. But if I try, I can make it home. And if I stand by what I know is real, not wander off on some byway, I should be fine. I'll be home to stay. Reaching out to find a place where I can feel a little space. Memories of tomorrow are getting old. There's no way to retrieve what I've sold. There's a winding road ahead of me. I can't figure out where it goes. But if I try, I can make it home. And if I stand by what I know is real and not wander off on some byway, I should be fine. I'll be home to stay. There's a winding road ahead of me. I can't figure out where it goes. But if I try, I can make it home. And if I stand by what I know is real, not wander off on some byway, I should be fine. I'll be home to stay. to the mountain. Home to the mountain. I call you up in the middle of the night. Been bothered by dreams, ain't feeling alright. You give me comfort, say just give it some time. By the end of our talk, I'm feeling just fine. You and I.
To continue rolling through, once again, we'll take our shootout contestants. Shootout drivers, need you back to the staging lanes, please, for that $10,000 Hoosier Door Cars Shootout. Axford, lane choice over George. Nolf with lane choice over Falk. Walker with lane choice over Harrington. And Hubbard with lane choice over White. Need those 8 drivers back to the staging lanes, but our main event is down to 5. Just 5.
And first pair, the 2 door cars. G-Dub, Gary Williams going to dial 587 in the 02 GMC. William Daniels going to dial 694 in the 77 Ventura. And how about 2,000 separating them? A couple of 00 lights to start it off. Red light, G-Dub. 8, take 3 to be 2 over with a 5. William Daniels is 6, 3 above. And that was all she wrote. 3,000 margin of victory to the left-hand lane. And G-Dub will go to the round of 3 cars with a chance to double up on the weekend.
Looking at what's coming up next, Dean Turner and Jack Ostrowski. And last night when we got late into the rounds, it was pretty much the dragsters that were ruling the roost. We know that we've already got a door car going into the round of 3. That's going to be the pickup truck
G-Dub
of GW. And Dean Turner now and Jack Ostrowski. Can Dean take the Fiero? Deeper into the game, 10 thousandths the difference between the two in reaction time. Jack Ostrowski bowing out. One of the dragsters falls by the wayside as Dean Turner, 15 on the tree and 538 on the 537. Getting to the stripe first by 6 thousandths of a second. Jack Ostrowski was 25 on the tree and 1 above, 563 on the 562.
Technically now we got 2 door cars. Dean Turner. And
1 dragster.
And a dragster.
David Wright on the solo shot gets to automatically advance. He's going to get a free lap here before they'll come back in a round of 3. And we are pretty much guaranteed that we're going to have a door car in the final. I'll tell you why in a second. David Wright, 35 on the reaction clock, 4:59 on a 4:59. And as we're looking at it, of course, the ladder gets reworked each round based on performance from the previous round. All right, JJ, who was our winner last night on the FST warm-up Wednesday?
G-Dub.
G-Dub.
And he's going to the final.
Well, you're jumping ahead here. Hold on.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
Well, I mean,
with 3 cars coming back.
They were going to find out at some point.
I know. We were going to get there. With 3 cars coming back, who's going to get the buy into the final again?
G-Dub.
G-Dub. So Gary Williams.
The only other contestant was Dean Turner, and he was 15. He put up a good reaction, but that 008 from G-Dub will get him the bye to the final.
That it will.
Have a chance to go 2 in a row. Be the first one to win 2 races.
we'll end up with a dragster versus a door car in the final on a Jegs $20,000 Thursday. We should have our 8 contestants for the shootout back in the staging lanes. Again, that would be Axford with lane choice over George, Nolf with lane choice over Folk, Walker with lane choice over Harrington, and Hubbard with lane choice over White. And we're only missing one, Dave White. Need you back into the staging lanes, please, as we get ready to go into round number 3, the round of 8 for the Hoosier $10,000 shootout. That's what we're going to want. Well, sounds like we're getting a little closer. We got the shootout drivers. Should be back in the staging lanes. And just a quick little correction. Is Paul Warwick, who's actually going up against Mr. White. He's been piloting the Hubbard car here in the Hoosier $10,000 to win shootout. So as we look back towards the staging lanes, I am seeing 6 of the 8 lined up back there. I know the other 2 are going to be headed this direction. And, of course, as it starts in the chat bleachers, we're going to have folks already starting to kind of call out their pick to win. Again, down to just 3 in that $20,000 on a Jegs Thursday here at the K&N Spring Fling presented by Optima Batteries. Again, now we are in the Hoosier Tire $10,000 shootout. Started with 32, down to 8, and the first two are going to be Brendan George and Chad Axford. Axford in the Nova. Actually, originally a California boy. Moved to Las Vegas, lived in Vegas for a little while, and then made his way out here to Tennessee. And all the way through, he has been involved in drag racing. When he was up there kind of in the Sacramento area, spent a little time on the microphone calling races. He and his dad actually used to race Volkswagens up there in Sacramento.
I have a question for you.
I have an answer for you.
Okay.
It may not be right.
Are you sure? So, how come at every fling race, and you come up here in the tower, like, you announce in a cage?
We'll see. Chad Axford dialed it at 592. Brendan George dialed 619. Axford was 004 on the tree, one above, and gets the win light.
That wasn't
He
the
was
answer I was looking
perfect
for.
on the tree last time. Brendan George was 10 this time, as Brendan George takes 9 thou at the stripe and breaks out 4 thousandths of a second. Chad Axford getting the win light with that 004 and one above. Greg Walker and Kurt Harrington. Harrington in the Chevette out of Muncie, Indiana for OEM Combustion Services. 606 the dial-in on the right side, and Greg Walker out of Clinton, Maryland. 541 the dial-in for the quicker Camaro.
I think I know why you do it in a cave.
I do it in a cave?
Because it's always dark.
I like doing it. Oh, no. Greg Walker's car does not leave the starting line, and Kurt Harrington absolutely 100% without question trusts his dial-in. Kurt 36 on the tree and goes 6-0-6-0. He was expecting that Camaro of Greg Walker to come screaming by down there at the finish line. Didn't look over and, hey, dialed it honest to the thou.
I know why you announce in a cave. You're a vampire. You can't go out into the light.
Partially.
It has something to do with the light.
So Greg Walker, unfortunately, having some technical difficulties at this end. At Kurt Harrington, cutting it like really close, but still picking up the win light, as Brian Folk and Brian Nolf now on the starting line. So it's Falk in the 65 wagon, Nolf in the 84 Corvette.
Can you
Yeah,
believe?
Brandon, I agree with you. On his way back, he needs to stop at a mini mart and buy himself a lottery ticket. These two separated by a thou. Dial in for Falk was 607. Dial in for Nolf was 553, and it's going to be the Corvette making its way back. So we got a Nova, a Chevette, a Corvette, all advancing into the round of 4. Brian 005 get there second to be one above. Brian Falk was 004 in the trees. Take 16 thou at the stripe. Needed to take 11 thou or less as he breaks it out 5 thousandths of a second.
So basically, we're gonna have cars in the semis and finals that end or that have an O sound somewhere in there, and the end in vet. That's basically what we're looking at right now.
That's what we're looking at.
Because Camaro and Nova.
So are we going to shift it up and have one of each? Are we going to have a couple of Novas in there? We're about to find out. Joel Hubbard dialed it, or excuse me, Paul Warwick dialed it at 655. David White looked like that car may have spun the tires on the starting line. He had to jump back into it, but it's going to be Paul Warwick. 677 on a 655. Dave White left the line and it spun hard. He goes down to a 648 after he was 30 on the tree. And it looks like, taking a look down here, it looks like, unfortunately, what may have happened, Dave White might have gotten into a little bit of his own fluid sitting down here on the starting line. Got a little puddle down here that's going to need to be cleaned up. So, obviously, the tires spinning there as he was sitting here on the starting line. It made...
Looking for high performance? Jegs. Shop online now for name brand performance parts at the lowest prices. Huge in-stock selection. Your satisfaction is 100% guaranteed. at the place for performance. Jegs.com.
It's all about the atmosphere here. You really got to race it to experience it.
I'm telling you, if you get your name on this Fling Big Check, you've definitely cemented yourself as one of the greatest.
Two guys and 10 sheets, ideas and some dreams. Draw it up, put it down, make it out to make a scene. Put it on, throw a race like nothing ever seen. 2010 in Bristol, baby, now you know the fling. This is where the hitters run like a welcome to the jungle. The boost is sweet that weekend. Hit up Birdie if you wanna rumble. Happy Gilmore checks, live stream. What a time to be alive. Win big, lose big. See Emily in that buyback line. Don't come here with that 50 bob, expecting anything less than a drop spot on your head. In that L on your chest, 1,000 foot, 8th mile. Tell us how you wanna get it. Car cable up and then bring Batozzi. They'll show you how to finish. Cash rules everything around us. That's what it's all about. Biondo and Seipel. Who else got that kind of count? 10 years strong, and we ain't leaving now. One and done, not a chance. We gamblers, so we just double down. 500 on it. If you want me, come and get it, baby. You know where we're at. Got 500 on it. Run what you from. Hope you're rolling up. We can settle up at the track. 4 doors, no doors. Bring on anything. Real winners take the bag, and the bags are taking. I got 500 on it. This is how we roll here. Welcome to the Fling. 500 on the line. Tell Pete and Cal to cut the check. You talking about the Flings? Better say the name with some respect. Donate at the gate. Or maybe hit Sean's treasure chest. Big Jet, say your name if you don't win nothing else. Started out in Bristol, then showed out in Vegas. Galot to add another winning here will make you famous. It's big money here. 10 years in the making. Fling 500K. Check the flyer, says it, then we paying. 500 on it. If you want me, come and get it, baby. You know where we're at. Got 500 on it. Run what you from. Hope you're rolling up. We can settle up at the track. 4 doors, no doors. Bring on anything. Real winners take the bag, and the bags are taking. I got 500 on it. This is how we roll here. Welcome to the Fling. Helmet on, shield down, whatever gets you in the zone. Use the tools at your disposal, but you still gotta let it go. Hold the checks up high and always learn from the lows. If you can't win, at least be double low and take double low. This is one of those moments where you really gotta want it, and nothing's given here except that one two opponents. And if you gonna talk it, then you damn sure better walk it, cause the Fling is where the winners play. Trust I got 500 on it. 500 on it. If you want me, come and get it, baby. You know where we're at. Got 500 on it. Run what you from. Hope you're rolling up. We can settle up at the track. 4 doors, no doors. Bring on anything. Real winners take the bag, and the bags are taking. I got 500 on it. This is how we roll here. Welcome to the Fling.
Or why Jed stays so loyal to them. Wearing the hats, putting only the Hoosiers on your car. That's a pretty good partnership. So I believe we got our 3 semifinalists headed back into the staging lanes. It's not going to be too much longer. On that Hoosier $10,000, just finishing up the touches up here on the starting line, and whatever discussions they're having back there in the staging lanes, they're going to get those taken care of. But it's been pretty fun so far, again, with Gary Williams picking up the first 15 grand last night. Got a shot at it to do it again, this time in his door car. Last night he won it in the dragster. Take a look at that, where last night was an all Florida final. We know that we'll at least be half of a Florida final before we get back. But I know that's what they're back there doing, and we're up here waiting on them. So we're good with that. And again, racers, it's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow. I don't know if there's any tickets left in that FTI raffle, but if there are, make sure you get by there tomorrow morning and jump in on that. They had 52 spots available at $100 a piece. Again, that first ticket drawn going to be for that level 5 short or long transmission. Second ticket drawn will be for that 8-inch or 9-inch converter, and then the third and fourth tickets drawn for that case of transmission fluid. Like I said, not sure if they've got any spots left. We'll try to find out tonight, and if there are, give somebody an opportunity to jump in on that. We've got the drawings that are taking place. Again, everybody that was dead on zero today, tomorrow night at that Impact Racer Appreciation Party. If you were dead zero today, we've got that FST Performance Carburetor that's going to be up for grabs. Again, that's going to go to the name that's randomly drawn out of the hat. The choice of carburetor from them, valued at $1,500. Of course, Altacom with the weather station, that complete trailer package with paging. We're going to have that going up, and it sounds like the main event semis are getting into the cars, and they'll be headed this way very, very soon. So with that, kind of like Jared said, we're going to be doing a little flip-flopping back and forth. I'm going to get out of the way, and he's going to roll in here and take you through the next round.
Gary Williams collected last night's $15,000 payday on FST Carburetors Wednesday, and now guaranteeing himself the final round on Jegs Thursday. Definitely putting himself way up on the list for the Todd's Extreme MVP. Who's your door car shootout racers to the lanes, please? Who's your door car shootout racers to the lanes, please? So to see who's going to face G-Dub in the final will be Dean Turner in the left lane out of Avon, Indiana. Turner dialing 538 in the 84 Pontiac Fiero. Wow, I don't see many of those on the racetrack. David Wright in the right lane out of Titusville, Florida, in the dragster, dial 459. Will it be an all-door car final, or will Wright even the score? Left lane Turner in control. Oh, breaks it out. David Wright, 40 and 34th thou above, 74 total. As G-Dub does the big burnout all the way to the 100-foot mark and then coast nearly to half track. Dean Turner is 27, takes 60 to break it out. 13th thou had to take 47 or less. And David Wright will face Gary Williams in the final as Williams is about to take his single for his second final in as many nights. He's looking for a 585 in the pickup out of Bradenton, Florida. G-Dub, 16th thou above. Missed his reaction time target just a little, but he's going to the final. So need our Hoosier shootout cars in the lanes. Hoosier shootout cars to the lanes, please, if you're not here already. So we're down to 4 in our Hoosier 32 car $10,000 to win shootout. Only 4 remain. That final will get determined here in just a matter of minutes. And the final round on Jegs Thursday is already set. It's David Wright and Gary Williams. Door truck versus the dragster. Classic matchup where you choose sides and see which side gets it done. But over in the Hoosier $10,000 to win shootout, it's all door cars all the time. There's 4 of them remaining. Axford with lane choice over Warwick, and Knopf with lane choice over Harrington. All right, so everybody remembers Jordan Arnold's story. She broke on the pickup truck and had the wind light and couldn't advance. William Daniels got the freebie next round. Autometer stepped in with a $1,000 gift certificate. Thank you, Autometer. But Jordan is looking for that axle. If somebody knows of someone that can help, if you happen to have one, you know someone close by, what have you, We need a 31 spline axle, Ford pattern, 5 on 4.5. It's got 1/2-inch studs. It's got the big Ford bearing, and it's 22.5 inches long. So if somebody's got some 31 spline stuff with you, we'll look into that. We could probably get away with something close to 22.5. They'll make something work if you're real close. But it's Ford pattern, 5 on 4.5. It's big Ford bearing, and it is 22.5 inches long, 31 spline axle. If somebody knows of someone in the area, or if you happen to have something like that, please let us know. We'll see if we can get Jordan back on the racetrack for tomorrow's 50 grander. All right, Brian Nolf needs you in the lanes. Brian Nolf, you are our remaining entry in the Hoosier Shootout that has not made it to the lanes. Brian Nolf, need you to the lanes, please. Our Jegs Thursday $20,000 main event final round is set with David Wright and G-Dub Williams. Guys, both of you know the deal. We'll be hollering out for you in just a little bit. As soon as you can have them ready, we'll be hollering back for you to come settle the score and get that $20,000 payday in one of your hands. So the K&N Spring Fling Galot, presented by Optima Batteries, is wrapping up our $20,000 Thursday, also with a $10,000 Hoosier Shootout mixed up in it. We're about to get a $10,000 and $20,000 winner within 15 minutes of one another, so not too bad for a Thursday here in North Carolina. Thank you, racers, so much. Great crowd once again. The race sold out in less than 8 minutes, 7 minutes and 40 seconds, I believe. A few months ago, I don't even know when that was. It happened so fast. But thank you, racers, so much for your response and your support. We appreciate it more than words can describe. Wonderful crowd at a great facility, big purses, and an extremely well-run event. Doesn't get much better than that. We're all very fortunate to be here. All these wonderful sponsors giving so much, over $50,000 in racer appreciation giveaways. Hardcore products, racers. Serious stuff that you want, need, and use. And we thank each and every sponsor on this list. We appreciate all of them so much. But again, racers, as I always say, the sponsors are wonderful, but they wouldn't care nearly as much if you didn't care as much as you do and make this event what you make it. So on behalf of Peter, Kyle, Emily, and all of the Spring Fling staff, we thank you sincerely for your support and making the Fling brands the best series in bracket racing, bar none. This is typically a time when you would promote the next event in the best series going, bar none. That one's full. The Fall Fling 500K at Bristol filled up in basically 2 minutes. This was 7 minutes and 40 seconds, I think, and the Fall Fling 500 filled up in basically a couple of minutes. Unbelievable. We all know the story and how that went, and more racers got in the portal than the portal could handle, and it was quite an adventure for Peter and Kyle and Emily there for a few minutes, but they worked it all out, and we're going to have a monster event in September at Bristol Dragway in the Fall Fling 500K. It is going to be history-making. Not only do they have that huge purse that'll be getting in the racers' hands, there'll be a lot of racer giveaways and a lot of special things all around it. Got the former Fling winners shootout for a golf cart from Ivy Hutto Golf Cart Sales. That's going to be a really cool addition to the program. And then so much more around it. It's going to be great to be a part of. Looking forward to that coming up in September up in Bristol. All right, at this time, need the Jegs Thursday $20,000 main event finalist. G-Dub and David Wright, need you to the lanes, please. At our Jegs Thursday $20,000 main event finalist. To the staging lanes, please. Got our Hoosier door car shootout coming up. Getting close to getting on the racetrack, and we'll get that settled and figure out that final coming up as well. All right, here we go. Semifinals in the Hoosier 32-car door car shootout for $10,000. Winner goes to the final. Left lane will be Kurt Harrington out of Muncie, Indiana. 87 Chevette, dialed 606. Right lane out of Bangor, Pennsylvania is Brian Nof. Nof dialed 553. In the 84 Corvette. They squared up in the time trial, and now they're going to match up in the semis. Winner goes to the final for $10,000 in the Hoosier 32-car shootout. Only if the house separates them, it's anybody's race. And Kurt Harrington takes the win, 15, and taking 19 at the stripe to go 200s above the dial, 35 total. Nof 16 on the tree, but goes 38 thou over. Leaves too much room in Kurt Harrington's lane, and Harrington goes to the final round of the Hoosier Shootout for $10,000. 19 thou in front at the strike. To see who will match up with Kurt Harrington is Paul Warwick. 656 down the left lane Nova. Right side is the Nova of Chad Axford out of Portland, Tennessee. Axford down 593. Bit of a staging battle with these Novas. Axford's in first. Here comes Warwick. 6 thou separates them. Advantage goes to Warwick, and Paul Warwick gets the win. 13, take 29 to be dead on with a 3. 16 thousandths package. Axford is 19 and no chance. 16 total for Warwick. Axford 19 on the tree. Looks like Chad gave up a little down there to go 26 thou above and send Paul Warwick to the final round to face Kurt Harrington. So the finalist to the staging lanes, please. All right, and that'll sign me out here from the tower. I'm going to get the cordless and go down, talk to some winners here in just a little bit. Nate will get these final rounds for you. Give you all of the numbers and the action that you want to hear, and I'll talk to some happy folks here in just a little bit.
Check 1, 2.
Well, our main event, final round, rolling into the water box. And it's actually going to be a fun one. Dragster versus door car. It was a fun one last night. As ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome you here to Galot Motorsports Park, home of the All-Florida Finals. It was an All-Florida Final last night. It's an All-Florida Final here tonight. You know what? Here's where we're at. We normally do not talk about split. It's something, you know that rule, you don't talk about Fight Club. But in a situation like this, where essentially, Gary Williams, hold on, we'll talk about that in a minute. Gary Williams rolls out here and does a big ol' 100-foot burnout in the GMC pickup truck. Again, last night he made an appearance in the final in his dragster. Tonight he's up here in the door truck. That 588 dial-in showing up on that right side scoreboard for G-Dub. David Wright and the dragster over the other side. Again, we mentioned last night it was an all-Florida final. Tonight it is an all-Florida final. Gary Williams trying to go back-to-back. David Wright trying to grab his share of the change. And again, like we were talking a little while ago, we normally don't talk about the split, but ladies and gentlemen, it is exactly as it was posted on the flyer. No split. It is 100% all out for the full purse here on a Jegs $20,000 Thursday. Away goes Gary Williams. Here comes David Wright. Wright had the advantage on the tree, and David Wright is going to pick up the win light. 13 on the tree and dead on 2 to be 15 thou total, taking 25 thou at the stripe. Gary Williams was 22 on the tree and 589 on a 588. David Wright, your winner here on the night in the $20,000 Jegs Thursday at the K&N Spring Fling presented by Optima Batteries. So David Wright going to get it turned around. He'll head back down here. We'll put him right in front of that great big old winner banner. Jed is going to be down there to talk to him. It is going to be a spectacular thing. Again, if they get back there and start talking about how they're going to divvy up the pot, we don't talk about it. But if they get back there and say, hey, look, we're going to run it exactly as it's posted on the flyer, hey, everybody already knows it was $20,000 to win and $5,000 to runner-up. So G-Dub picking himself up another $5,000 here tonight. David Wright picking up the full purse, $20,000 worth of Jegs money. Congratulations, David Wright out of Titusville, Florida, picking up the win here on day number 2 at the Spring Fling presented by Optima Batteries here at Galot. What a cool little way to finish off the night. And I'm sitting here wondering if all of the Florida drivers who have been so greedy and taken up all of the spots in the final rounds, we'll see if tomorrow on a Strange Engineering $50,000 to win Friday, if they can do the same thing. But what a cool way to end the night. Of course, G-Dub coming out in the pickup truck and just smoking the tires down to 100 feet, backing it up. And again, it came down to David Wright, 13 on the tree and running dead on the dial, putting a 2 in the little number column to seal the deal. So Gary Williams, your runner-up here tonight. He's made his way into 2 final rounds. Again, talking about that Todd's MVP. Gary Williams, obviously, leader in the clubhouse for that right now after running his way into both final rounds on the 2 days that we've been out here so far. All right, so we're going to take our Hoosier finalists back to the staging lanes, please. Hoosier finalists will take you back to the staging lanes. Again, we've got Harrington, coming back to take on Warwick for $10,000 worth of Hoosier money. We're going to do our winner circles back-to-back down here after we get our $10,000 to win shootout final taken care of. So again, congratulations to David Wright picking up the win here on day number 2. Gary Williams, your runner-up, making it to 2 final rounds in a row. What a great way to start things off here for that FTI team, and it's pretty cool to see, especially if you're a Florida native, your home state kind of wrapping up all 4 spots in both final rounds between yesterday and today. So again, we're going to take our shootout finalists back to the staging lanes. Tomorrow morning we'll get started bright and early. Again, 7:45 a.m. is when we're going to ask our 25 drivers for the K&N Spring Fling Reaction Time Challenge. Be lined up back behind the grandstands. At 8 a.m. is when we'll run that reaction time challenge, and immediately following that, we'll be ready to go with round number 1 on a Strange Engineering $50,000 to win Friday. And we're going to have a whole lot more after that. Again, tomorrow night, we're going to have our Impact Racer Appreciation Party. They've already started getting things set up for that. We'll have the DJ, we'll have the food. We're going to have a good time and enjoy a little time with our friends and family here at the Spring Fling. So we got David Wright has made his way back down here in front of the grandstands. He's going to park that beautiful dragster. In front of the winner's circle, and of course it is going to be Warwick with lane choice over Harrington. So they should be making their way back this direction, and it's been a good day so far. Totally stoked, totally thrilled. And again, just a little reminder, while it is quiet and while we wait on our finalists for the $10,000 shootout to make their way back, we do have the swear jar that is up here in the tower. It's something that we started a few years ago here at the Fling, and it's a way for us to take care of those that take care of us. It's a way to kind of give back to our racing families, especially when we have those that are in need. And, well, this event, all of our proceeds are going to go to Brock Curran's, his family, obviously suffering from the loss of a wonderful young man who was a volunteer out here when he needed to be, worked out here when he needed to, and pretty much was always available for when the folks here at Galot Motorsports Park needed him. Unfortunately, had a little bit of an accident. He was a member of the Four Oaks Fire Department and was taken from us too soon. So if you've got an opportunity, as a lot of folks already have, again, thank you so much to those of you that have already come up and put some pretty sizable donations into this swear jar. We're going to give all of that money to Dana at the end of the week and make sure that she puts it into the hands of Brock's family to help them cope with some of the expenses that they're going to have to deal with over the next little while. Obviously, it doesn't take away any of the pain, but obviously if we can take away a little bit of the financial burden, that's going to be a big deal there. So we appreciate what everybody has done so far, and we look forward to what we can get over the next couple of days to help out one of our own, especially in his family's time of grief. So again, we've got our finalists headed back into the staging lanes. We've already got one winner crowned. As David Wright has found his way in front of the banner. Hey, just a quick little notice. We've got a lot of golf carts that have kind of parked themselves in between the staging lanes and right in front of the water box. If we could get those golf carts moved out of the way, that way when it is time and our finalists are ready to roll up here, they're not kind of having to run a slalom course to get around those golf carts down there. Because as all of you know, dragsters, they're not exactly built to turn. Granted, we're getting into the door cars, but they're not really built to turn all that well either. So we want to make sure that they've got a clear opening there. Thank you so much, everybody jumping on that and getting those things moved right away. We appreciate that. Racers, also a little reminder that the payout window is open. If you made your way beyond round number 3 and are expecting a check from the event here today, we'd love to get that taken care of for you. So come on up here. See Emily. She'll get you all squared away up here at the payout window that is upstairs in the tower. As soon as you get up at the top of the stairs, look to your left. They are sitting right there, and they'll be happy to get you taken care of tonight. Again, as everybody knows, if you wait until Saturday, well, things get a little bit busy back there at the payout window because everybody starts lining up to take care of their tabs and all of that kind of stuff. So we certainly want to try to get as much of that taken care of as we can here before we get to Saturday on our final day. So again, that payout window will remain open here for another little while. If you want to come up and get that taken care of, that would be spectacular. So again, racers, just a little reminder there on those golf carts. We're starting to get a little bit of a traffic jam with the carts over here. We definitely need to make sure that we leave a path for our finalists who are rolling out of the staging lanes now for that $10,000 shootout. So final of the night. Rolling out of the staging lanes, $10,000 on the line. David Wright has already picked himself up 20 grand worth of Jegs money. And in our Hoosier shootout, it's going to be a Nova versus Chevette. Kurt Harrington back there getting strapped in. Paul Warwick has already found his way up here to the front. And of course, Sean is down there in the winner's circle doing what he does best. And that's making sure that everybody here gets taken care of with the prizes that they've won. Looks like we're giving the signal. time to roll them forward as Kurt Harrington heads this direction. So Paul Warwick, who had the lane choice, has decided that the left lane is where he's going to line up for his shot at $10,000. That puts the Chevette of Kurt Harrington coming in out of Muncie, Indiana. Over on the right side, 6:07. The dial in for Kurt Harrington this time. Has been 6:06 on previous runs, dialed it up 1/100th of a second this time, as Paul Warwick puts a 6:55 over on that left lane scoreboard. Again, of the 32 cars that started this $10,000 Hoosier Shootout, it's down to these two, battling it out for all the cash. Paul Warwick got the pre-stage bulbs lit. Kurt Harrington's in and set. Tree drops, and here we go. Both drivers leave on the green. 9 thou between them as far as reaction time is concerned at this end of the racetrack. Finish line says Paul Warwick going to pick up the win light here on a double breakout. Paul had dialed 6:55, was 003 on the tree. Gets there 5 thou and goes 6:54.3 on that 55 dial. And Kurt Harrington had the 12 bulb. Gets there going 6:05 on a 6:07, but it's going to be Warwick, your winner in the Hoosier Tire $10,000 shootout here on Thursday night. It's been a fantastic day. Congratulations to David Wright picking up the win in the Jegs $20,000 Thursday main event. Congratulations to Paul Warwick driving that Nova that Joel Hubbard has been piloting, picking up $10,000 in the Hoosier Shootout. We're going to bring both of those drivers back down this direction. We're going to start our Winter Circle festivities here in just a moment. Big Jed's already made his way down there. David Wright is waiting on him, and as soon as we get Paul Warwick back at this end, the local or the Lancaster, South Carolina-based car is going to be down here to collect up his big check. It's going to be a ton of fun as we wrap things up here tonight. Again, everybody, we thank you for coming out and racing with us here on Thursday. Tomorrow morning, starting bright and early. Again, 7:45 is when we want all of those reaction time challenge cars back behind the water box. Looks like they're just about ready to go down there as I see Jed's got the microphone. And Jed, we got $20,000 worth of Jegs money that's now in the hands of David Wright.
All right, here we are in the Jegs Thursday $20,000 main event winner circle with the man of the hour, David Wright. David, you shared with me, we've waited a few minutes, you shared with me this is your first big payday in bracket racing. To get it on this stage, beat one of the sport's best ever in this talented field with a long day of racing, got to feel amazing right now.
It is. It's totally amazing. It really is. I'm a loss for words. I mean, I really am.
Well, you don't need a lot of words when you drive like you drive. You were doing all your talking on the racetrack. But you shared with me also that you had a couple of breaks today. Where did those happen? Where did it go your way?
About in the middle, coming up through, I had some give-me's. It ain't too many I'd like to repeat too much, but I had some bad reaction times and stuff like that, but it made up for it, being in the right place, right time.
Need a couple of breaks out here. This is difficult, very difficult, and you need to get a break or two. Obviously, you got that, but you took advantage when you had to as well. You made a really good run. The final made some good runs along the way. You know, it has to feel good to get over those humps, because sometimes those things, when you don't perform well, they get in your mental, but you didn't let that bother you. You come right back and got it done.
Sure did. It's a good feeling. It really is.
I imagine it is, and has to be a really good feeling there to you celebrating like a pro. You already had your slushy before you ever got back up here, so you know how to celebrate. It ain't like you ain't won something before.
Yep, they had this handed out to me coming down the track, coming down the return road. Yep.
Well, you deserve every bit of it. Enjoy it and tear that big old straw up and have a good time. Enjoy this win, David. This was amazing job on your part, and congratulations on your first big one coming right here at the K&N Spring Fling.
I really appreciate it. I'd like to say hey to all my friends back in Florida. Yeah, it's all good.
It is all good. And you said the phone's blowing up, so get back to them, celebrate, wear that jacket proud. Congratulations on an amazing day at the track, David.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
David Wright, everybody, your Jegs Thursday $20,000 winner. All right, back here in the Jegs Thursday $20,000 winner circle with today's runner-up, G-Dub. Stood here with you last night after you collected a $15,000 payday. Now you're back in a $20,000 final. Pretty good weekend going so far, brother.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a good start. I hope it keeps going. I just want to talk to you every day, man. If I could stay in here and talk to you every day, we'll have a really good time. You know, the Missing Piece in Motorsport truck right here has been so good to me ever since I even started driving it. Deb, she's at home. This is all for her. We're going to keep trying to make this thing happen. Really appreciate Mickey Thompson, FTI, Nesbitt, Quick Fuel, VP. There's so many people that help us make it get here and all that stuff, and our friends and family and all that really helped tote us on the long way too. And this racetrack and this race is the biggest stage for bracket racing, other than the millions that they put on, and the other one in the real million. And we go on and on and on racing and all this stuff, and it's just hard to make it here. And when you can do it twice in a weekend, it just really helps.
Yeah, and back-to-back days and that, and you did it in a dragster, now you did it in your door truck. I mean, pretty darn impressive performance. Looking really good as a good start for the Todd's Extreme MVP. I'm sure you're going to be in the discussion as a result of these two final rounds. And obviously 50 tomorrow, which you've known to win one or two of those, so got to be feeling pretty good right now. Look like he's having a good time out there in the final two.
Yeah, this thing's more fun to drive than the dragster by far. And if they let me get some fryers out there, he gets a little uptight if I start doing them in time runs and stuff. So it gets where his pocket's full, I can fire him on out there and have some fun. So it's all about the good time, and we light a fire to them and have some fun.
Well, you look like you're having a really good time, and a bunch of wind lights helps that as well. Gary, great job and again today at the racetrack. Good luck the rest of the way like you need it.
Oh, definitely need it. She was riding with me today, little Lady Luck. And Mama West, this is all for you, baby.
Gary Williams, everybody, your Jegs Thursday $20,000 runner-up. All right, here we are in our Hoosier 32-car door car shootout final round with our $10,000 winner, Paul Warwick. Paul, you just told me you got here at 5 o'clock today and jumped in this shootout. You only get to race today, is that right?
Yes, sir. I got to work tomorrow, and Saturday I just ain't gonna come race. I ain't worried with it.
Have you ever heard of calling in sick? I mean, just maybe tell them you can't make it tomorrow. It is $50,000 tomorrow.
Yeah, everybody's giving me a hard way to go about calling in, but I really need to be there, so I'm gonna be there.
We should all have employees as great as you, Paul. So you're a bit of a hard charger. I don't know if you know it, but you burn out with the door open. And you come all the way up here to the line with the door open. And then you left the window down. And you look like you was eating the windshield when the tree was coming on. I mean, you was like all up in it, ready to get after it. I mean, was you just jacked, or is that just who Paul is? Is that just what you do every run?
That's just me every weekend, man. Just do it.
You did just do it. I mean, did you get one time run and you come out here and cracked them for 10 grand?
Yes, sir. Just one time run. And when that time run was called, I was sitting at the trailer talking junk with some other guys, and they said, "Man, you better go."
Well, good thing you made it in time. So if you could, before you get going from here tonight and go to work, could you come over to my car with me? I want you to just show me how you get jacked up. My windows come down too, so I want to get all jacked up for that 50 tomorrow and show them how you do it. I'm going to do it Paul Warwick style.
That's fine. I'll be there in just a minute. Don't worry about it.
All kidding aside, Paul, how does it feel to get past those other 31 racers and get that $10,000 payday?
It feels good. It feels real good.
That's the biggest one you got?
Well, I won the dragster shootout here 2 years ago, so it's about the same.
Yep. This is your second Spring Fling win, doing it in shootouts. You ought to stick around for a main event or something every now and again.
I don't do no good in those things, man.
Well, just give you 32 cars, you're going to bust them up. Paul, great job on your second Spring Fling win, $10,000 payday in the Hoosier Shootout. Congratulations on a great day at the track.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Paul Warwick, everybody, your Hoosier 32-car, $10,000 winner.
Okie dokie. I guess we're done. Say again. Okay.
Go grab the data.
Okie doke. Okay. Congratulations to our winners. We had David Wright in the Jegs Thursday 20K. Now, it appeared that he might have been a first-time winner, at least at one of these large events. And Gary Williams, G-Dub, he runnered-up in that one. And then in the Hoosier Shootout, we had Paul Warwick was our winner for that. And Kurt Harrington was the runner-up. He did not return, I guess, for the interview, so we were unable to get his excitement on that. So anyway, congratulations to both of them. Thank you to Jegs and Hoosier for bringing us to you. We're supposed to be live, oh my gosh, something like 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So I'm gonna wrap this up real quick, and we'll see you at 8 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time tomorrow. Let me get out of here. Where the heck am I? Okay. There we go. Okay. Love y'all. Bye.